Hello, my name is Brian. This is Football Manager 22, where I'm back in Malia. We're looking at the transfer screen, strangely enough, here at the beginning of December, because it's about the only thing that we have to talk about other than the match coming up. So I caught my eye on a left winger, Haisam Hassan. He's currently playing for Leeds, who are okay. They are in the Premier League, but he is not getting the playing time he thinks he deserves. His contract is expiring next summer, which means we could sign him outright come the winter window, but we'd have to negotiate a fee to get him sent over before then, and I kind of want him for the second half of the year. And also, when you look at this wanted list, you know, there's three other EPL teams, three different Liga 1 teams. There's a La Liga team. I don't know where Spezia is off the top of my head. I'd guess Italy, so maybe two of those. A Portuguese top flight team. Almeria is also another La Liga team. Like, he's in heavy demand at his price point, and I think he looks really, really good. 17 dribbling, 14 crossing, 16 first touch, 16 technique, 14 pace, 15 acceleration. This guy's a really good left winger, left-footed. Tries tricks. That's the important player trait. So I think he's really good. I think he'll really help the team since we're lacking a true left winger other than the Loney, who has been hit and miss. He's been fine. I can get him for $8 million. Already offered him a $4 million contract. I wanted to do this before the winter window actually hit, so I can try and basically beat all of these teams to the punch. Hopefully they don't have the funds just sitting around like we do. So I think he would be a real asset to the team in the second half of the year. So that's the one transfer move we've made. We are still scouting the entirety of the world, trying to work through well, not the entirety of the world, the African continent and a few places on Europe that are more likely to have players of African descent than others. This guy's one of those players that if you were to say the Tunisian national team manager, man, you'd be bugging this guy constantly. I think he's never going to get French caps probably. He's good, but he's not that good. And Egypt seems like generally a strong enough team, but Tunisia, like playing right here instead of Tuneki, I don't know. He seems like a better player than that. This guy's playing for Bodo Glimt, which I think in terms of where you're playing, the EPL and La Liga is definitely a better choice than a guy playing in Norway generally. It would really pair him up because Hannibal is actually a world-class player here for Hertha Berlin. But yeah, so if you're Tunisia, you gotta be just bugging the guy constantly. So we're gonna sit on that and see how it goes. Competition-wise, we are currently leading La Liga. We've had a good stretch run over the last couple of games. Since we last met over this victory over Dynamo Kiev, we beat Huesca on the road 3-1. We went to Espanyol and drew them 0-0, and then we beat Real Madrid at home 4-0. And again, it's like the Barcelona win last year of the same quality. I don't know how it happened, but I'm very happy it did. So we have this road trip to Inter, and we 100% need a win. We are locked into worst case third place. I have to imagine Bayern will get at least a point against Dynamo Kiev. There's a wildly better team, which will put Bayern through. But if we beat Inter, then it goes 10-10. We have the head-to-head against Inter. I don't know how we don't get through. But we have to get the win. Draw is not good enough. Have to get a win. And it's a road game, so it could be difficult. Let's play defensive soccer. No, we need to score goals. We need to win. We are going to see what they want us to do. You see, I don't know why it likes to put Kasama at ball playing. Okay. It's pretty even, actually, between the two. Kasama has been developing beautifully. Look at all these arrows upwards. Oh, and also I found out in the meanwhile that Kasama is we bought him from Valencia. You know, he's listed here as like basically solely as Valencia Mestalla, but that's just basically the B team for Valencia. So we bought him from Valencia, but that's Valencia's mistake and our benefit. So definitely on that back line. Gabua, Jim Sao. I would rather play Bennett Issa, but he is tired. We've been running him heavy. I think we're better when Arsadi Kone plays on the left, and that means our best right winger is actually Jeffrey Santos, and we'll play Serge Kone up top. Again, it might not be the best for legs, for tiredness purposes, but we need this one. So we got to play our best guys, and we'll make the subs we need to later. Abby is back, technically available for the first time, really, this year. Yusuf is out with injury, minor sort of knock, but still out for the next week or so. Yep. And Matsima is apparently just really, really tired. And we do have Ananua in rotation, as well as Bayamo, technically. So that's where we're at. Headed to Milan. Oh, they didn't respond to us being underdogs. Let's go get it, boys. Disappointing. Lovely architecture. Stero Martinez up top. 4-4-2. Okay, that's generally a formation we respond well to and play well against. There's the questionably aligned standings. And let's get to it. Inter in white, we're in blue. Sar, Skriniar, Sailmakers, up to Lautaro. Kasama running with him. And switching back to a center back position while Sammy picks up the guy. Santos does a good job stepping in, dispossesses, plays over Gaibu and up to Jim. And, well, apparently we lose at some point as they have a throw in here. Stero, Brea, Baena, Warts. Again, good job with the defenders. Wish Kone had just kind of headed that to himself, just a little tap directionally, and then got his foot on it, as opposed to trying to like play it long and losing it like he did. Cancelleri unfortunately comes away with the ball. Would have liked to see him get dispossessed there because it seemed like he was carrying it loosely. Babangida makes the save. Babangida did have to go out for a game. I believe it was the Huesca win. Just a minor knock. So we actually managed to play the backup Loney goalkeeper, which is good because, and we won, so that's double bonus. Ooh, laser strike, like it more if it goes in, which is good because the club we're loaning him from, one of the French leagues, is unhappy that he's not playing as much as he quote unquote should, but we listed him as our cup goalkeeper. We told him he's going to be our cup goalkeeper. We haven't started Copa del Rey play yet, so what is he? Like, I know it's kind of just metaphorical, but at the same time, it is, just literally, we told you he was going to be the cup goalkeeper. It's not our fault the cup hasn't started yet for us. But it was an opportunity to get him on the pitch, and so hopefully that'll, even just that one appearance will quell the guy who has now bothered us twice about his goalkeeper not playing, despite the fact that he's the cup goalkeeper and we haven't had any cup games. Santos surges down the right side. Good pause and give himself a left-footed kind of inverted cross. Header goes astray, though. Alright, time to give the shout. Get the boys going. Sammy's picked up a yellow card, probably for this. Oh, what a save from Babangida. Full extension, which for him isn't much. He has actually pretty poor aerial reach, which is the key stat. Santos unfortunately misses a header there. That really feels like it would have helped ease off the pressure that they're getting right now. But Jim intercepts. Nice work, Jim. Jim. Ball goes all the way back to their keeper. They play it long. Santos, again, ambitious heading up to Sergio Kone, but nothing comes of it. That's going to easily be taken by Kasama. Plays it back to Babangida. They do continue to run out, and the pressure makes Bamangida just play it and into empty space where they come away with it. Ugh, yeah, could see that coming. Frustrating. Guys just did a poor job on getting out on Sailmakers, and then there's two of them. They don't have in the Cancelleri. No one picks them up at the end. Disappointing. All right. Stero into Biana or Barella. Latoro. Fine Sailmakers running down the right side. Ugh. Good job from Sammy to get his foot in, force a corner, but just way too much space there. Outswinger for Brea. Wirtz just completely flummoxing Santos. Santos obviously not a very competent defender. We really need to grab one like right in the dying embers of this half to steady the boys for halftime and to irritate Inter and put ourselves into a good shape for the second half. I really don't appreciate their striker continuing to run down Babangida each time when Kasama passes back to him. Fuck. It's real smart because it forces Babangida to just play it long and quickly, and both times he's just played it straight to their player, which is killing our possession. Cancelleri, let's see, has two guys on him, Sailmakers, and just no one kind of picks him up. They kind of cut his angles, but not well enough at all. And in the end, he's got plenty of open space. Rough tackle. Come on, Kone to Kone. Plays it back to Gayabua. Gosh, dude, just need to side-foot it over to Santos. And someone who's looking at the goal from the short box, not the Gayabua at the top of the big box. I feel like Sailmakers at the right back. They're doing a good job of showing exactly how a 4-4-2 can. Yeah, he is. A 4-4-2 can punish my defensive scheme at the 4-3-3 with the inverted winger here tucking inside, but drawing the defender with them, and that leaves Sailmakers just all the open space in the world about here. So he's getting completely open passes here, running it down, so then people have to scramble out to cover him, and it's creating other opportunities. Let's see. If we'd beaten Dynamo Kiev right now, we'd be on 9 points. Wins over Inter and 2 over Dynamo Kiev. That would mean a draw here would put us on 10, but a draw would send Inter up to 11. So that's still not good enough in terms of alternate realities. If we wouldn't have been able to just sit back and play defensive soccer and try and force a 0-0. There's the ball back to Cancelleri. All right, Lautaro is offsides, fires it wide anyways. 3 goals in 40 minutes. It can be done. Will it be done? I doubt it. Jim does manage to get to the ball, thankfully. I was a little worried there that he was waiting too long to let it come to him. Unfortunately, just squander the attacking run. I don't. It's frustrating. I don't feel like the defenders have played poorly. But it's like our attack is just nowhere. There's guys are stone footing it. They're passing terribly. I think the pressure is getting to them. All the guys in the attack. Cancelleri, Sammy's running with him. Pauses, boom, back to Sailmakers. Again, we had to rally to Sailmakers because he was wide open for that, which then knock-on effect creates an opportunity. Babangida gets tipped over the net, but... Alright, thankfully they missed, but it was a good attempt. Wirtz changes the pitch. Sammy, I like playing it forward, but there's just no one there other than Sergio Kone, who is right now not playing well at all. Again, I'm not sure it's that he's playing poorly, just that he hasn't touched the ball ever, which is on him for not getting in positions where he could receive the ball. What are we doing? I mean, I guess we're set more to attack right now, which means we're willing to take more aggressive lines rather than positive possession that I usually go for. But they're not equipped to make use of the very attacking mentality. They just maybe don't have the vision to make the passes that requires of them. Sorry, I'm obviously very glum right now as our Champions League desire expires this year. Well, obviously, you get to keep playing European football. Yeesh, that side is just killing us. Whatever. Moving it back to positive. I think Inter realized the same thing, that the standings were borked and that they needed not just a... See, like, what the hell? And we moved back to positive at that point. I think we have a break after this. We'd been playing, Saturday, Wednesday, pretty aggressively here the last couple days, last couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks in a row. I think we finally have a week off after this. Not a week off, but, a full, 6 days between games, 6-7 days between games. So that'll be nice. Get the boys rested. He was offsides? Come on. So yeah, this is a waking nightmare. It's good to know how a 4-4-2 team can exploit our formation. I'll need to think on the best way to counter it if I run into a team. Come on, Santos. Nope. If I run into a team doing the same thing. But yeah, until I formulate a response, it's always been a known issue. I obviously identified why it was a problem, but Yeah, it's always interesting to see where the bad ratings come from. Like Sessegnon's on a 6.1. All the goals have come from the left side. He's on the right. Like, he's not the problem child, but I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea where Sammy is mentally. Why is he not guarding Baku there? Baku's again, they've switched in a different right back, but still, it's the exact same problem. Wingback's just killing us down that side. The inverted winger's tucking in, and the winger is just the wingback is running rampant. Who knew? People. Well, thankfully, not making a 5. I know I hear people who are skeptical of paying like big money for fullbacks in particular, but man, what are you doing, Kone? A good fullback is just so good. It's so important. Okay, we're just terrible, and I hate everything. We're gonna come out of this, and my assistant managers will be like, "You should tell them you're proud of them." I like, not after this one, buddy. This one's a full-on yeller. About the only thing I can say is that no one picked up a red card. That's a positive. So no suspensions for it. There's a 5th goal. Nice. I came out from the right side this time. Mixing it up. Yeah. I don't like this. Showing this. This isn't fun. Ananu is obviously just outmatched at this level. He's the backup. Not even the backup of the position. He's more of the right backup than the center backup. But as needs must right now. Matsuma's not on the bench due to overall fatigue. And, there's that shameful... oh, boy. Oh, good. The water ball chuck did not help. But just telling them they stank. That was... we rallied many of them, and the 2 we didn't, I'm fine with, I guess. It's horrific. So, yeah. So we make the Europa League first knockout round. We were angry. Interesting if Ismail's looking at Mortalisao. I would love it if Mortalisao gets called up to the French national team. Mostly because if he starts for them, if he plays for them, it'll improve his reputation, and we might be able to sell him for more. Ignore the stars. Ignore the stars. 3.5 stars. You're like, oh, he's a solid player, solid rotation player. He never gives us good performances. He's just an okay player. He's very average. So, if we could sell him for a significant profit, that would be great. I'm just thinking that loudly. So let's actually see if we can... okay, we'll do this. So Europa League... So, okay, they haven't... The Europa League hasn't gone yet. But... Let's see, so we won't be facing Lille. They'll be going through. So either Midland or PSV out of that group. Could be Rangers, Everton, or Besiktas out of this one. Over here will be Maritimo or Dynamo. Over here will be Borussia Dortmund. I really don't want to play Borussia Dortmund. Either Rennes or Sporting Club de Portugal. Feyenoord, likely, but possibly Rosenborg or Altach. I'd bet it's Feyenoord. Club Brugge, but possibly Malaga, though I'm not sure Malaga or not, if we face them yet. Fenerbahce probably, could be Apple or Hapoel Beersheva. Hey, we played them before. I'm mostly not scared of those names other than Borussia Dortmund. Poor Sheriff Tiraspol. Poor Moldovan side there, having to play in a group with Napoli and Borussia Dortmund. All right, so that's where we're at. La Liga is going actually really quite well. Barcelona has fallen down on the job. I appreciate that. Losses to Villarreal and Granada. They still have their Champions League group to go. So we, would obviously love to keep maintaining our position in that, though it is a very close thing. We are still just 3 points ahead of Barcelona in 5th, and both Sevilla and Malaga on 30 points are lurking in 6th and 7th. So we will not be continuing the Champions League right now, but we will be heading over to the Europa League. Hopefully we can have a bit of a run there. I feel like most of the teams seem like we should be favored against and have good matchups against. So thank you so much for joining me. We will be back in terms of the game calendar sometime in January or early February, possibly this game against Elche once the winter window has closed. We will see if we're doing any other business other than hopefully bringing in that left winger. So don't hesitate to leave a comment. Let me know if you can come up with a tactical approach to handle a 4-4-2 with a inverted winger on the wide midfielder and the wing back just coming and killing us. Other than, dropping back into a 4-1-4-1 or something. But that just feels always way too defensive to me. I guess I could shift from a center mid on attack to a Cariello who's instructed to stay wider. We aren't threatening as much then, but maybe we'll provide some more defensive cover there. Don't know. I wish I knew what these dots meant. Anyways, so thanks so much for joining me. I'll be back soon, and have a very lovely day. Goodbye.